Tudo bem, pessoal? Prazer estar aqui mais uma vez. Hoje eu estou fazendo um vídeo aqui em Washington, D.C., para o canal Felascast, com a nossa nova patrocinadora, né? Ela e o Daniel Toledo, da Li Toledos. Eles são especializados em imigração, são especializados aí em vistos. Então, eu vou deixar ela falar um pouco mais e se apresentar para a gente. Hi, Chris. Thank you to be part of our team of Felascast. Thanks to believe in us. And I hope you have a big success together.
Thank you for having me. And Daniel and I are very excited to be a part of the team of this venture that you and Lori are embarking on. And we're super excited because we think this is going to be a great team effort that will lead to much success.
Yes, I think so too. So, Chris, how long have you been doing immigration, and how long have you been on that journey, helping people make the American dream?
So I've been practicing law over 30 years, and a big chunk of that has been doing immigration work. But I would probably say, in terms of being involved with the Portuguese-speaking community, it has probably been since 2018. And it's, I've been very privileged to work with some beautiful people who are so talented and so deserving of receiving their green cards through their own merits and achieving all of their wishes for their dreams in the US of A.
Wow, that's awesome. What kind of visa have you more experience on doing?
So I would say a big component of our practice in immigration is employment or business-based of EB1, EB2s, especially EB2 NIWs, EB3s, and the EB5s. And I personally really enjoy doing EB2 NIWs. The Supreme Court ruled on some cases that regulated how you can prove your merits to get validated for a green card through the EB2 NIW. So since about 2016, it's become very, very popular because now we know what we have to prove in order to get clients approved for this particular visa.
It's kind crazy because before, a lot of people applying to get the green cards through AB5.
Yes.
And now they have that huge opportunity to come to the States, even if they don't have the $500,000 or $1 million. I don't even know how much it is.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But this is a huge opportunity for people.
Absolutely. I think that a lot of people were under the impression that you have to be a millionaire, right? Because in order you need to invest, prior to the reauthorization this year, it was $500,000. Now it is, around $900,000. And so people thought, if I'm going to try to get a visa on my own merits without a sponsorship from a company, it is through just having huge chunks of money, right? And so I really want to educate the public that if you are a professional, engineer, doctors, lawyers, people in the medical field who may not be doctors, but who are technicians, or who are business specialists, or people who are in logistics, or people who are even working with the environment, or people who are farmers. If you have an exceptional ability in what you do, then I want people to contact me because part of what I do is telling the merits of these individuals based on their exceptional ability. And some people say, oh, you know what, I don't have an advanced degree. But the EB2, you can have an exceptional ability without the advanced degree, or you can have the advanced degree. And what, one of the things that I was able to do that people always are surprised by is that I was able to get somebody who's in the vaping industry approved. And people are like, what? The vaping industry? Right?
What do you mean, the cigarettes stuff?
Yes. So
Really?
This person had a huge following on vaping products. And the timing of it was that his petition was being adjudicated at the same time that these products had hit the U.S. and all these children, teenagers, right?
Mhm.
They were dying from misuse of the products. And so I made the argument that having somebody who's knowledgeable about vaping products, because he had been, he had huge followers and he had been, I don't want to say marketing, but informing the public
Mhm.
about how to use these products safely. And so safety was a big component of what his expertise entailed. And so
Oh, I
I
see it.
discussed that, and he got approved. He's had his green card now for 2 years.
Oh, wow. So is any chance, that's one doubt of mine. Please forgive my English.
No,
I'm
it's
not a
okay.
native. Sometimes a lot of times I make a lot of mistakes, but I'm trying. So is that any reason a person who's get the AB2 approved lost the green card in the future? Because
Well,
that's my question. That's not.
Yes. I think that one thing people need to be aware of is when you're working with professionals, that you work with legal professionals who are licensed and who are not salespeople.
Mhm.
I have had people come to me who thought that, oh, well, this company I hired, they have a 99% approval, but you need to be working with the law firm.
Yeah, you hear that a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the reason I say you want to work with a law firm is because then you know that there's accountability. When you give funds over for them to do your petition or something goes wrong with your petition, you have accountability knowing that the law firm will be with you to guide you to when issues come up. A consulting company, they are not licensed. They don't really need accountability because they could close shop tomorrow and be gone, right?
Right.
And how are you going to find them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to say, oh, well, it was John Smith. Well, he doesn't have a license and he was just a salesman.
A question I have for you. A lot of people have, let's say, a consulting business immigration, and they put themselves in there like they know the law and they're gonna sell you green card, right? And they're not licensed to do that, right? They not have the expertise to, once you come to the a person is gonna look your case and say, oh, I need a RFE.
RFE, a request for evidence.
Yes, and then they like going crazy because they don't know what they're doing, right? It's
Yeah, and appearances can be very deceiving.
yes.
They may say all the right things and they may have all the knowledge and talk about, well, 99% of our clients get approved. Well, who determines that approval rate?
Mhm.
And if you're the 1%, it's still the same for you, right?
Right.
What I would like to share with the public is that you should be talking to the attorney who is handling your case.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's a consulting company involved, why do I have to have the consulting company?
Mm-hmm.
My attorney is handling it, and whatever documentation that you may need, you and the attorney can decide what's needed and go forward from there. So
Right.
that if you need to hire third-party companies to do translations or expert opinion letter or academic evaluation, there are companies that specialize in that. So what exactly is the consulting company doing for you? And if they're the ones referring the attorney, I think you have to ask yourself, why do I need a consulting company to refer me to an attorney? Why can't I talk directly to the attorney?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's important to have that transparency to say, okay, Chris Lee's my attorney, and I want to be talking to Chris Lee because she's the one handling my immigration benefit. She's the one who is coming up with the strategy for my petition, and she's my attorney. So
Right.
I should have a right to speak to my attorney, Chris Lee.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I think when you start thinking like that, you realize the consulting company may just be a middleman who may be brokering a commission for themselves when you don't need to do that. Individuals have the right to go and work directly with the attorney, and you should. And you should know who your attorney is. they should not just be some name on a piece of paper.
Right.
You should demand to speak to the attorney and work with the attorney.
I see a lot of people, especially in the Brazilian community, not that just the Brazilians are like that. We see those cases in Mexicans and all kind,
Yes.
people. And it's sad because they put themselves like they speak very well, they look very nice,
Yes.
But it's, like I say, it's your dream you put in somebody's hand, and you should know the person.
Absolutely.
You're gonna go put your future on his hands,
Right.
right? And it's a lot of red flags. You can go to the internet these days. You can go to Florida Bar or Washington Bar and check the person, right?
Yes.
So.
You can do that, but also I think sometimes use common sense.
Mm-hmm.
If they're telling you everything you want to hear, and it sounds too good to be true,
Mm-hmm.
it may be that it is not true. And one of the things I think that we don't want to think like this, but one of the things that happens is that if you don't know the law in the U.S., you don't know how things are done in the U.S.,
Mm-hmm.
people from your own country will take advantage of you because they only see dollar signs when they see you.
Right. And it's something really important you told me before. We're talking about visas, and you say, I could have a lot more visas to do, but most important for me is the quality of my work, not the quantity.
Absolutely.
Right.
I've been practicing for 30 years, and so I know a quality product. I know my work product is catered to this specific client.
Mm-hmm.
And if I wanted to make a lot of money, make more money, I could just copy and paste it. But
Right.
that's not why I am doing this. I'm an immigrant.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the daughter of immigrants. My parents came here to give me a better life. And I, at this stage in my career, I want to give back to the community,
Right.
whether it's the Brazilian community or whether it's the Mexican community, whether it's the Korean community. But part of that is why Daniel Toledo and I decided to have this law firm that's a boutique.
Mm-hmm.
And the boutique allows us to create a distinct and unique petition for each of our clients.
Right.
Not one that we copy and paste, but something that is unique to that individual, because each person has their own merits, their own exceptional ability, which will allow them to be adjudicated on their own merits. And I want USCIS to see that this is an individual who may not have an advanced degree, but he's an incredible entrepreneur.
Right.
And he's been successful all his life. He may not have gone to school and gotten a college degree. He may not have gotten a master's degree, but he is phenomenal at creating businesses, creating jobs. And I want to be able to showcase each individual's merits and exceptional ability.
Wow. It's important that too, because I didn't know the person don't need to be very well educated to get approval on the EB2. You mean any person has the expertise on his own area, he can get the EB2?
Yes, so the EB2NIW is based on advanced degree
Mm-hmm.
and or exceptional ability. And so it's a self-petition, meaning if you are, let's say, let's take you, Eder, maybe you are this incredible chef. You're
Right.
known all over Sao Paulo and then South America. And you never went to school. You actually taught yourself how to cook.
Mm-hmm.
But you've taken that skill set and you have created a conglomerate of restaurants, of businesses, and maybe you've got some altruistic efforts like Chef Jose, who goes to all over the world bringing food, okay?
Right.
So if you have that exceptional ability and you've been doing it progressively for X number of years that we can document, and that's what is so important. The other component is that we want to document everything. And the way to get approved is through your documentation, the awards you've received, the
Newspapers.
newspaper articles. Maybe you've got a blog, or maybe that it's not even newspapers, but maybe there's all these online articles about you. These are all the things that validate who you are. And so I tend to be very creative in how I want to substantiate with supporting documentations on the things that you've done. Because I think that's why you're coming to me, right?
Right.
You want to go with somebody that you can trust and somebody who you know is not going to just submit the petition and then they're gone, right? You don't even know who did it. You don't know what's going on. But someone who's going to stay with you from day one to get you till you get your green card and even beyond. I mean, I have a lot of my clients who, even now, before they're about to do something, they will email me or text me to say, hey, I was thinking about doing this. Am I going to be okay? And this goes back to the initial question you asked about even after you have a green card, can something go wrong? Yes, if you provided fraudulent documents, if you lied in anything, these are all things that can come back to hurt you and maybe get you deported. So I always tell my clients in anything you're providing to the government to be truthful.
Right.
And maybe the truth is going to put you into a precarious situation, but it's better to be truthful, address whatever issues arise from that, and then you don't have to be looking over your shoulder.
Right.
Right? I mean, do you want to be in the U.S. and then be constantly looking over your shoulder like, oh, is the government going to catch up to me? So don't do that. I think this is a country that's based on due process and willing to forgive. So, barring it being a criminal offense, there's always ways to explain and maybe overcome whatever issues that may arise.
Wow. Chris, I have a question, another question. It's not based on EB2. It's something I heard on the internet lately. People, came here legally. They can apply for EB2, EB3, or anything like that.
The thing is, if you're going to apply for the EB2 NIW, you have to have status.
Right.
If you don't have status, you cannot apply. So if you came to the country illegally, you don't have status unless you're part of certain programs, right? But then those programs may allow you to gain a green card or citizenship. So it's unusual that if you came illegally into the country that you could apply for EB2 because you don't have status.
Yes. So, I heard that a couple of weeks ago and I was in shock. I was like, no, I can't believe they saying that. But anyway, Chris, I'd like to thank you. I know you very really short time. I would like to thank you and tell you once again, I really appreciate to be part of our team. And I hope we have more interviews like that to bring more clarity to people, right?
Yes, Eder, I would love to participate in more interviews, more Q&As, especially if people in your audience have questions. I would be happy to answer them. And it's really Daniel's pleasure and mine to be a part of this team and to really inform the public. I think it's so important that the more information you have, the better choices people can make. And to me, as an attorney, you don't have to select me. There are many great attorneys out there.
Yes.
But I really want the public to make an informed decision and not get caught up in a sales pitch. And I think that's the importance that people really need to understand.
Yes. When I say yes, there's many lawyers in there. It's because, like we're talking here, people have consulting immigrations, right? It's always good you ask another lawyer or a lawyer about your case, right?
Exactly.
After you go into somebody and say, oh, no, you got a great case, I'm going to give you a green card, and 3 months you're going to have a green card in your hands. So always ask for a second opinion if you don't have that fear in your belly, So, because, we don't know who's in there.
But I think people are also very smart. And sometimes you start to question your own judgment when you're hearing things that sound too good to be true, but they're so persuasive.
Yes.
So I think the good thing is if you're talking to somebody at a law firm who's an attorney, they will most likely not be giving you a sales pitch because there's a license that has to back up what you're saying. And so when you're in a situation like that, you know, go with your gut. If you're comfortable and you like what you're here and you have trust, I think for me, I want trust to be the number one factor in what you decide to do.
Mhm.
Because if you trust your attorney, then what more can you ask for, right?
Yes.
You know that they've got your back, and you can be comfortable knowing that your process is being handled correctly, legally, and whatever issues may come up, you have somebody who's got your back who can guide you
Mm-hmm.
and guide you in the legal way versus, you know, trying to fabricate something.
Right. So, once again, I really appreciate your time. I hope we will talk soon again. Right?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank
it was
you.
a pleasure.
If you guys have any questions, please leave comment below, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.